Hello and welcome to the Candy Campaign. I am your dungeon master, and welcome back to the continent of Kandiland with a K. No copyright infringement intended. When we last left off, Nib Treacle Gummin had just come into town as the only soldier assigned to the quaint village of Gingerbreadville. As they haven't had a soldier in this region for a very long time, the mayor, Serena Spice, had a little bit of a scramble to find a place to put our singular soldier. She ended up housing him in a slightly run-down barracks close to the edge of the ginger plum tree forest. Because the state of this barracks is somewhat lacking in provisions, Treacle and the mayor set up a time to meet in the morning to discuss how to properly stock this station. Also, Darian has been let go from his home in the Oatmeal Orphanage as the rules of the Duke prevent him from living in Swirlton or Bunbury without an occupation or a suitable home to live in. So he has come here to Gingerbreadville to have the freedom to travel about as he sees fit, but also to lend a hand in the Clove Fair preparations, if necessary. He has two places he can stay in the vicinity, if he so chooses. At the moment, he is staying in the hayloft in the Cookies barn, but there's a bed for him in Mr. Mint's house as well. There were some strange things that began to happen as the day wore on from last session. As he was traveling through the Candy Wood, as Darian was, he noticed a disturbing lack of wildlife in the area, which caused him more than a bit of anxiety. As well as when Treacle came to town, he was given a special gift from Cream Cookie. And she's a very special little girl, as we kind of all know. Cream is the adopted sister of Groom, who has been living in this village for 6 months and was taken in by the Cookie family after the ferryman, Bob Breadmill, found him half dead on the banks of the Hoppy River. Since Cream found these special bracers in a place she wasn't supposed to be playing at, the supposed haunted ruins of Cookie Castle that lie in the heart of the Christmas woods. Once Groom informed Grandma Cookie of the situation, Cream was sent straight to bed and told that she would have to be punished for disobeying the rules of the house to not play in those ruins. And at the town meeting later that evening, the situation was brought to light before the mayor, who was very disturbed by the news, especially since folks have been noticing strange happenings with the animals in the forest. Violent things in some cases. Due to this fact, the mayor has requested that if anyone in the village has things they need to be doing in those woods, that they go in pairs and not be alone if they can help it. The village has agreed, but who can say if our restless outsiders will obey the rules and abide by them? Before we begin, though, in earnest, I do have a little bit of housekeeping. In lieu of the fact that this is a super homebrew and the solidification of this world is something I'm kind of working on slowly, I might have to change things as they become more etched in stone, as my lovely players begin to make a mark on this world. I forgot to mention that the shop that is owned by the Cookie family and makes the shortbread is called the Golden Delicious. And I will be changing the name of the event of the fall of the Cookie Castle Kingdom from the Shattered Kingdom to the Crumbled Kingdom instead. And every player gets 100 XP for excellent role playing in our first session. So, we begin in the morning with Treacle. You and the mayor have agreed to meet this morning at 8 a.m. to discuss provisions for the barracks. So as the early morning sun kind of is, creeping its way in through the window area in the barracks. What are you doing?
Rolling out of bed. Interest.
Okay. So that takes you like probably not very long because you're used to having to get ready quickly for classes and things when you were in the academy. At least that's what I assume. Anyway. Um, so the barracks are roughly here, and you're going to be meeting the mayor kind of in her office area. This way, going towards that area. So as you kind of wake up and you sort of step out of the barracks, are you? So as you're kind of making your way sort of across, the on field here, the trees in the gingerbread forest are just they just look really nice with kind of the morning sun coming through them, and you're walking through the village here, and everyone is. Some people are outside doing their normal menial chores that they are doing. If anyone is noticing you, they're going to look up and nod at you or say, "Good morning," as you are kind of moving through.
I will be nice and acknowledge. Just morning.
Morning. Morning. Okay.
Nod the head. Say morning. Keep going.
Okay.
I need to get to the meeting with the mayor.
Okay. So, you're at the building that you guys were last time, which is the greenhouse area, uh, which is just what it sounds like. Big old greenhouse. So you're entering in through that door area, and then kind of walking your way back towards kind of that little spot that she had sort of taken everyone back to last time to discuss things in more earnest. So Serena is kind of sitting at this very modest table um, as you kind of enter in through there, and she's sort of working on some kind of a lot of papers through there. So as you walk through, are you knocking on the door or? Um,
Yes, ma'am. Manners.
all right. So you do nice knock. So she looks and then she goes, "Oh, well, good morning. How are you doing?"
Good morning, ma'am. I'm fine. How are you today?
You know what? I'm actually not doing too bad. How was your first night out there in the barracks?
First night's like all first nights. A little restless, but eventually you fall off.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. So, I know that we had discussed that you need some kind of provisions out there, because, well, it was sort of sprung on us a slightly last minute that you would be joining us here. So, I did make a few notes here, though. Besides a place to cook and store the food, um, is there anything else you'd be needing out there? Like maybe some clothes? I don't know if you needed different clothes or wanted different clothes while you're living here at all.
Well, ma'am, it'd be nice to have some clothes, and I'll do work to trade for them because I don't know exactly when I'm going to get paid. But nice to have something other than my uniform if I'm not on patrol.
All right, and I will speak to someone about that for sure. Um, Now about your patrol. Am I right in thinking that it is customary for soldiers to have a lone kind of patrol? I don't really understand soldiering.
Ma'am, patrols would be, I would have a regular circuit around the village itself, make sure everything's safe and in order. And then there would be long patrols where you would send me out to areas of maybe discontent or things may be going wrong. Areas that you may need me to check out for the safety of our community.
All right. I will make a note of that. Is there a particular time that you had assumed you'd be walking the patrols through the village here?
Well, ma'am, my question would be for you is which do we need more? Do you want me seen around here more, or do you want me out there making sure everything's safe for everybody here?
Well, normally I'd say I think the folks would like to see you in the village proper, but to be honest with you, because of what we had been discussing t'other evening, it might be a good idea to have you do a patrol through them woods. I know what I said. I know what I said. I prefer to have people go in pairs. So you let me know if you don't want to do it by yourself. I'll send someone with you.
Well, that would have been my next point, depending on what was most needed. I will need at least a guide. I am only one man, and I can only do so much by myself. But I don't know this area. Until I do, I'm going to need somebody to help me.
That's very true, and I do understand that. I will I will speak to Date. And I know you met him the other evening. He's a little eccentric, but he knows them woods like the back of his hand. Man's been here for oh my goodness, I don't even know how long, but long enough. And he knows. And he'd be willing to help you.
I'd appreciate that. I can take a little eccentric. He's got some good pointers I think he can probably share with me.
Yes, I think that is very, very true. Now let's see. Do you do you know how to like cook and do all that thing, or do you need someone to help you?
No, ma'am, I'm quite capable of feeding myself.
All right.
As long as it doesn't get, too intricate.
All right. Um, I will be making a little bit of note here about that. I'm going to send Jib out because he knows how to build stuff up, and he can set things up in order. He can also haul anything else out there that you need to do, like a stove, things like that.
Uh, Ma'am, do you think maybe I could talk to somebody about getting some supplies to repair that porch?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Um, Jib's good for that too.
That sounds mighty fine.
I will talk to him about that for sure. And there might be another person I might want to talk to as well, because we do have kind of a system here in Gingerbreadville for doing the laundry. Most of the women folk look after the laundry for the most part, anyway. So we have a wash day in them, a kind of a collectively here. So I'll probably be sending someone out to collect your duds when they need laundering. It's at least once a week.
Okay, ma'am, if that's how it's done around here.
Done for a long time. It seems to be working.
What time do you want me to be starting patrols at?
Now I was thinking about that as well. If it's all right with you, I wouldn't mind if you were doing it sort of in the later evening, because, well, from what some folks have been telling me about some of the things that have been going on in that woods, it seems to be kind of happening more around the twilight areas. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's a lot of hearsay at this point. So it might be good to actually see if there's a pattern to it.
All right, let's say a patrol stop about an hour before twilight.
All right.
Gives me time to see it in a more natural state, so I'll be able to notice if there's a shift.
That's a good idea. It's a very good idea.
Now that leaves many hours before that stops.
Yes.
Do you want me walking around town, helping out, letting people see me, get to know me?
I think that would be very nice, actually. I mean, we said it last night. We haven't had a soldier here in a long time, so I think it would be good for the folk to get used to that again. It's been a long time.
Do you have any limitations of how far away from the community I can get?
No, we're pretty free range around here parts, but um most folk don't really go too far. Not really. I don't think there might have been one person who ever went too far away. Um, but you know, he was kind of a run as fast as it can kind of guy. He, I don't know if he ever came back. I don't think he did, but then he bolted right out of here. Glad to see the back of him, honestly, if we're going to be truth be told. But then you don't have to tell anyone else I said that. But maybe once. I think that was about the only time. But everyone else would kind of stick really close to the homestead because we like it here.
All right. Next question is, do you want an everyday report or only when something interesting happens or once a week?
Something interesting does happen, I'd like to hear about it first thing. But if there's nothing going on, there's nothing strange, once a week would be good.
All right, can do, ma'am.
Okay. So anything else you need to tell?
No, ma'am. I think it's time would be about it.
All right. Um, well, if there's plenty of folk around here, but I know that Grandma Cookie, uh, she kind of likes to feed as many people in the town as she can. So if you wanted to get breakfast, I bet she has some on the sideboard.
You know, ma'am, I may just go do that. I'm pretty famished.
All right. Well, again, it was good to see you this morning, and I'm glad you slept well. And welcome to Gingerbreadville.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
All right, cool. So yeah, it's as you wander out of there. Are you going to be
I'll go ahead to grab my cookies because I'm hungry.
okay? So I might leave you in that moment for a second, and we're going to swoop over to Darian.
Okay.
You have just woken up from sleeping in the hayloft
All right.
all night. So, what is the first thing you are going to do as you wake up?
Well, kind of a normal routine. Shake out the hair, get dressed, uh, go say hello to the animals in the barn if there are any. Um,
There might be some funny looking little dummy chickens
Okay.
pecking around down there.
I'll go say good morning, and then I'll head in to wash up and get some breakfast.
Okay. Um, so as you are kind of, I'm gonna say washing up at like the basin that's kind of like maybe a little bit central in the house kind of area. I feel there's probably a few places to wash up in this place, but this basin has been kind of set towards kind of the back of the house.
Okay.
So if anyone who was like coming in from work could like just sit there and
Yeah.
splash the water, whatnots on their face, and do all the things.
Yeah, I don't scrub too hard because I don't care, but I
Yeah.
do wash my hands and splash my face. I'm like, yep, I'm good.
Okay. So as you are kind of standing there doing, just kind of doing the things, Cream Cookie comes around the corner.
Okay.
She's still like dressed in her little nightgown. She hasn't like really put anything on yet. And she kind of has this look on her face like she's trying to be really quiet and sneaky
Mm-hmm.
as she kind of sees you because she did get in trouble for going and playing in the ruins. So now Grandma Cookie has not set her punishment yet, so now she doesn't quite know what she can get away with, like if she's allowed to even talk to anybody at the moment.
Okay.
So she kind of looks around a little bit as she sees you, and then she's like, "Daddy,
What?
Daddy."
Yep.
Mm.
What's up, Graham?
You, when you left the orphanage,
Yeah,
did you did you see my friend Lot of Flavors?
I did. She told me to tell you hi, and she is doing very well.
Okay. I'm glad. I'm glad. I do hope I get to see her someday, you know?
I'm sure you will one day.
That'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
Have you had breakfast yet?
No, no.
No? Well, let's go get a bite.
Okay. So you guys walk into the kitchen, long dining room table here, with all sorts of stuff, set on, the side, all the things. I kind of figure we sort of discussed this like earlier. A lot of the stuff that cookie folk eat tend to be the things that they are made out of.
Mm.
So there's flour in kind of, like a bowl. So like people are just kind of like eating bowls of flour the way you would like porridge. Um, and then there's other kind of things too, like, people are putting like cinnamon in the flour, like we would normally bowls of porridge.
Mhm.
There's one person here, because a lot of the people that actually live in Cookie Village are kind of here because everyone kind of shares everything in this village. So there's one guy sitting down there at the end of the table, and he like picks up like a handful of like poppy seeds and is like, putting it into the flour, and then just eating all the things. So spread of things that look very much like that set up on here. So and Grandma Cookie's kind of bustling about the place, and she sees you coming in, so she's like, "Good morning, Darian. How'd you sleep last night?"
I slept very well. That hay is mighty comfy.
I'm very, very glad. You didn't get yourself breakfast yet, did you?
Nope, not yet. On my way.
All right, you bet. I want you to do that, and I want to make sure that you eat until you're full. All right. I
No
don't quite
problem.
know if they fed you well at that orphanage. Personally, I don't think they did.
They fed us well enough.
No, all right. Well, you make sure you eat your fill. All right.
I'll do that.
All right.
Quick question: did they have any? We are next to the gingerbread plum forest, right?
Where you guys are right at this moment in the household. Um,
I mean the village. Yes.
oh, the village. Yeah, the
Okay,
the
so do
very
they have
first forest.
gingerbread plums?
Yeah, I
to eat?
think there might be one piece
Okay.
for the people on the table. It's very because of the nature of those plums having the healing properties that they do for everyone. Everyone, it's kind of like taking vitamins in the morning, right?
Okay.
So everyone will eat one
Okay.
in the morning. So quite normal.
Definitely grabbing one.
Oh, there's
Oh, you're saying the cookie folk kind of eat what they're made of.
mm-hmm.
Because of my heritage, I do my best to eat some fruit.
Okay. They'll be
Because
good.
I'm part American.
Yeah. We should really have some leaves on there too. Just have a bowl of leaves. It's like cereal.
I'll worry about that later. But
Okay.
yeah, I'll put the berry in with the other ingredients.
With the flour. Okay.
I like putting blueberries in your porridge.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes. So, as you are, you go down, you sit down to sort of eat your food. Um, Cream comes up and she's sort of doing that thing that like children do, where she's like she's looking at Grandma and she's kind of trying to assess how mad she still is, and she's like, trying to be tricky, and she's sort of like she's getting all the food but actively trying to avoid her grandma's eye. I mean, it's not working, but you know how they do. So as soon as you sit down and Cream sits down, Grandma uh, kind of comes up to her chair and she goes, "Now, young lady, I know that you think you're being sneaky over here and thinking I don't see you, but I see you. I thought long and hard last night about what your punishment should be." She kind of stops eating a little bit and she looks about and she's like, "No, I told you that was going to be a thing. And I did consider what Groom said, that I should keep it not quite as harsh. So here's what I'm going to do. You can go to the cloth fair at the end of the week, but you're not going to be carving any paper jack-o'-lanterns." "Grandma, that's my favorite part." "I know. Now, maybe next time, when you listen, you'll be able to do those kinds of things. You can't do those kinds of things if you're disobeying the rules. Do I make myself clear, young lady?" She nods and she's like, "All right. You'll still be able to go in your costume, but no staying up late. And I think that's quite fair, don't you?" Nods her head. She's like, "All right." She goes back to doing her stuff. I'm gonna say at the moment of that close, you come in to this area, and you see the sideboard of everyone eating their hilarious bowls of flour. So what are you gonna do now that you're like in the rooms and things? Clack.
Well, I just walked into the house.
But unless you're knocking, there's really no need to. Actually, there's probably no need to because the front door is probably truthfully propped open as people are coming in and out, in and out.
Honey, you don't know what a gentleman is.
Door. You go see who's knocking at the door. All right, Mama. So Kathy comes to the door and she goes and she's like, "Oh, hello, Mama, it's that soldier boy. Well, you tell him to come in here." I'm like, come on in.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
You're very welcome. How was your first night in Gingerbreadville?
It went well.
Thank you. I'm very glad. We're very glad to have you. I know the mayor probably said that, but I'm Cat Cookie, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Kathy.
And did you only meet my grandma and my daughter and I don't know all of us Cookie family?
I kind of got the million whirlwind review at the meeting at the greenhouse last night.
Okay, well, I'm Kathy. The man kind of sitting over there at the head of the table, sort of puffing on his pot. That's Dalmatian. That's my husband, and that's Grandma bustling about, and that's Cream Cookie. That's my daughter, my special baby.
I'm on a little mess.
She waves excitedly to you. All the things. So,
Morning, Darian.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm a bit peckish.
Plenty to eat.
After I introduce myself to the matron of the house,
Of course.
are you going to Grandma?
I need to go find Grandma.
Okay, she's just kind of bustling about making sure some of the kids are sitting at the table, so she's like, Button, you need to chew, all right? Don't just be flopping around. You actually need to chew what you're doing and then swallow, and then you're gonna drink your lemonade. Lordy, that child. Somebody needs to look at that. I don't know, his mother, she's grumbling about. It was face. So you tracked her down and see.
Ma'am. Ma'am?
Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning, ma'am. Nib Trooper Gunman. The mayor said I might be able to find me some sustenance here at this household.
Oh, by all means, help yourself. Everyone just kind of comes in and out in the morning.
Yes, ma'am, thank you for that. But before I do, is there anything around here I can do to earn my keep?
Nothing. I mean, nothing I can think of unless you're a soldier. My family. We own the shortbread factory here, and we cut things out like windows, doors, shingles, walls, and ship it out to other people that don't necessarily want gingerbread to be their structure. It's just kind of what we do. I don't know if soldiers have been taught that, how to cut and trim and all the stuff. We can teach you. We taught Groove when he came to us.
Oh, ma'am, I'm willing to learn anything that's willing to be taught.
All right. We'll definitely have to think about that as well. I will surely let you know. But honestly, the best thing you could probably do for us at some point would be helping with the Clove Fair Festival preparations. There's paper that needs to be sorted out for the children to be turned into the shapes for the jack-o'-lantern carving contest. There's cider that's going to be coming in at some point, and we actually have to go a little far afield. It comes in from Betty Barry City. Well, you forgive me. I know you're also from a city, but sometimes those people in Bitty Berry City, they're highfalutin, if you'll excuse the phrase. So sometimes dealing with them getting the cider can be a big to-do. But if you want to, you can go.
Oh, ma'am, anything you may need help on, so I can at least give something for what you give out.
All right. I'm sure someone would probably wrangle you if they're actually going that way. And also, I know that Date has he's got some ginger shine for us adults during the festival, and he should be brewing up a few batches. So if you ever wanted to go out there and start bringing the kegs in, Jolly Doe's got the cart, and he can take you out there.
All right, ma'am. Sounds mighty fine.
So,
Thank you very much for your time.
you're welcome. Some breakfast. You're half starved.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you sitting down and
Yeah, I'm gonna go get me some food.
okay. Now I know.
Get my berry vitamin plum thing.
Yeah, if you are sitting anywhere near Cream Cookie, the first thing she's gonna do is try to hand you one. She'll be like, "It's vitamins. It's good. Everyone gets one in the morning."
Thank you, little miss.
You're welcome. Happy eating her bowl of flour. So also kind of like sidebar things. I know that we had sort of discussed it later that you two wanted to talk about stuff. Are you gonna
I'll
do?
wait.
Okay. How about you? Are you waiting as well?
I mean, I'll.
It's probably gonna be best to do this away from Grandma and Cream.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So
Well,
I don't know who
We'll
to
do-
talk to yet.
that's fair.
We'll do small talk. But
Yay, small talk.
yay.
Yeah.
How are them trees?
Right.
Do you like animals? How's the ankle doing?
I mean, maybe that could actually be happening. Remember, you have a very low charisma here, right?
Awkward talk.
Awkward talk. Okay. So now we're gonna cut over to Groom. Now, Groom, you had mentioned at the last session that we had played that you might have spent the night with Ginger Snap Is that something that you actually did?
Is that the Daisy Duke one?
Yes.
Did I roll for a charisma on that one?
No, I don't think.
Did
Miss
you get your
Ginger
gumballs tickled?
She might have cleaned the gumballs off.
Actually, for Ginger, with just how amiable she is and just good natured and not at all afraid of her own sexuality. If you were like, hey girl, hey, she would be like, all right, all right, all right. So, I mean, is that what you did?
Yes.
Okay. So are you doing the thing where you were like, are you like escape? It probably wouldn't even matter. Like if you guys like had like a nice time and then you're just like, well, I'm gonna go get breakfast. She'd probably be like,
Pretty much. You'd be like,
hmm.
smack her on the butt and go, I'm gonna get some food. You should get up soon and go get some before grandma gets mad at you.
You better hope Cream wasn't looking in the windows.
Curtains.
Curtains. She wasn't, and I am gonna say that he's over at Ginger's place. She's got her own spot somewhere in this village. So he smacks her and she just kind of pops her head and she's like, she's gonna get up slowly. Hairs, twizzle her hair's all messy. All right. So now what are you doing?
Oh, well, get dressed and then I will go hit the wash basin and then go get some breakfast.
All right. So now everyone is kind of sitting around the table, small talking, do all the stuff, like no one really makes any commentary on your weird ass absence. So I think the plan for this morning, at least as far as your work is concerned, Groom, is that there's probably a few things that a few inventory things that the cookie household is going to want to have done before they knock off for the day and then start kind of petering off to go do like festival preparations. Let's see. Grandma would have talked to you about this already.
Okay.
So of kind of the three things that I sort of mentioned about like either going to go get the cider from Biddyberry City or going in to get the moonshine from Date, or the ginger shine, I should say, or kind of going to the greenhouse and meticulously wrapping these orange paper things, making them into like lanterns and putting them in baskets. Which one would you kind of prefer to do?
I'll go get the hard cider.
Okay, cool. So, you will probably, let's see. Okay, so your first order of operation is probably going to be to go straight into work as soon as you're done eating, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm probably going to leave you to do that, if that's all good.
Yeah.
All right. And so, but I also know that we had kind of like talked earlier about all the things. How are you feeling this morning as well in terms of what had happened the other night with Cream and having to do all the things and what was going on in the forest that the mayor had just told you about? Is that like kicking around in your
Oh,
brain
yeah.
this morning? Okay.
I mean, as I sit down at the table, I kind of I sit close to Cream and I kind of put my hand out and, morning. And put my arm out towards her with my hand held out. And like, everybody gets one but me? Oh, who ate mine?
No, no,
Did you give mine to the soldier boy?
no. would not.
You gave mine to the soldier boy because you think he's handsome.
No, gross, icky. But she's like got these little blush marks. She's like, she's like, huh. And she, brings out a plum and she gives it to you.
Okay, I'm like, oh, okay, so you didn't give it to Darian.
No, he already got his own as soon as we sat down.
By the way, Darian, you hayseed.
What?
No, literally, you have hayseed in your hair.
Yep. Slept in the hayloft.
Ah, Grandma will have your hide. I eat my vitamin.
Okay. All right. And so he pulls the hayseed out of your. Oh. That's funny. I thought you were gonna eat it.
A snack later.
Right.
I was saving that for later.
All right. So sitting around the table and doing all the other stuff you're going to eventually knock off later. And then, so Grandma comes around to just kind of like remind you. She's like, all right, Groom, I know we have a few things that we're going to be working on this morning. I think we've got like maybe 52 shingles to cut this morning, but that might take maybe 2-3 hours.
Oh, not even that, Grandma. You know how fast I can work.
That's true. I surely know that you're very good at it. But after that, have you decided where you're gonna go? If you were, or did you already tell me that you were gonna go out to Date's place and get his ginger shine, and I just plumb forgot?
I think you forgot, Grandma.
I'm sorry about that. John's kind of down on the table. And I was like, huh? Boy, don't talk with your mouth full. Sorry, Grandma. He's like, and he's just like, did you hear that? Yeah. And I'll be hitching the wagon up sometime around I don't know, maybe 3. That sounds like right about, well, it's probably that's a bit later in the day, but that should be fine if it's all right with Groom that you hitch up at that time and go out.
Yeah, go ahead and hitch up the team at 3, but have them ready to go.
Yep. Goes back to eating. Grandma kind of looks at you, Darren. She goes, Darren, did you make any plans at all to do any festival preparations? Or I know you like to wander about, so I didn't know.
I was thinking of helping out. You guys need those lanterns built, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be doing that in the greenhouse. I'm pretty sure that one of the girls is out there. They probably have already started.
All right.
The shipment came in earlier from Paperland
Oh, good.
because we gotta import that stuff.
Of course.
All right.
I was thinking of going and helping out with that.
I know that they would love your help. Now, you didn't tell Grandma that you wanted to go out to do the ginger shine run, did you? Okay. So you kind of hear them kind of setting up plans for that as they're talking across the table. You gonna tell anyone you're gonna go to, or are you just gonna like show up?
Just gonna show up.
Okay. All right.
They're pretty much ignoring the fact that I'm there anyways, other than to tease Green.
Yeah. This is very fair.
That's fine. I'll be a wallflower.
I'm gonna be a wallflower. Okay. And I'm gonna look at what I am doing here. So, okay. So, everything just kind of ends. Groom's going to go do what he needs to do, cutting all those shingles up.
Mhm.
And okay, it's like you were there at 8 o'clock, so I think it's probably around 9:30-ish now, really early in the morning still. which you think is funny because we don't get up at that time. That's really early to us. You crazy morning people. You. So he's gonna be going to do that. Where are you going, honey?
I'm waiting for Shauna's character to leave, and then I'm gonna say, "Hold up, I wanted to talk to you," and then leave with him.
Okay, so Treacle, if you finished if you've finished eating, of course, are you just gonna
Sorry.
get up and go?
Yeah, I'll get up and head over to report
Okay.
because I'm assuming I can still have a conversation from there.
Yeah, you can hear a conversation. Everyone's just kind of milling about, kind of not, they're just muttering about things they have to do, this morning, just like I go pull some of them weights that trying to take over that certain patch of grass, and it's driving me nuts. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. All that kind of just, chatter of book. So he is leaving,
Okay.
and you are doing.
I'm saying, oh, Trinkle, uh, hold up, I wanna talk to you about something. And I put my dishes away and leave with them. Well, I need to head to the warehouse. Would you mind walking with me? The greenhouse.
Where are they leaving from to get up against Savannah and stuff?
I mean, you'll be.
They're not leaving till like 3.
Yeah, they're not leaving till like 3, but it'll be over. Let's see. Figuring out on the fly. There is probably a hitching post somewhere around here where John Doe just kind of keeps his. There's a barn. There's a barn where the cart kind of lives, and the our unfrosted animal crackers are stabled, and that's kind of where they'll be leaving from.
Okay. Well, what you heading down to the greenhouse for? Let's head on that way.
All right. I'm looking to help them out with their. They got to make these paper lanterns, and it's kind of a tedious task, and they need all the hands they can do. But I wanted to talk about those bracers you got.
Oh, what about 'em?
Well, I don't know. There's something funny about them. I get a funny feeling from them. And I know someone who could tell us a little more about it. They're up in the mushroom, down in the mushroom lands, and how long would it take to get there and back?
So, about the Forest of Eyes, which is where our mushroom folk live, and there is a particular mountain that they live inside.
Yeah.
It would probably take you, I'm gonna say, half a day's journey, I believe.
Okay.
To get there, because you have to go through the gingerbread wood, and then the cranberry one, and then kind of turn. I'd say it's like south. You have to turn like down and south to get into the Forest of Eyes area,
Okay.
which is a marshland, an
Okay.
absolute bog, because mushrooms are wet. Or they like the wet, so that is all. That is where they live.
Okay.
Um,
So it would take me about 2 days, a day, maybe 2. If you would like me to take them and get some information on them.
Shauna, I'm gonna have you roll your history for me real quick. I just want to see if you know about the wetlands at all.
That's a 20, right?
Mhm.
18.
Okay. Okay, so cool. So you know exactly what he's talking about. You know exactly where he's talking about. you know that it is dark and wet. I don't know how your character feels about that. It being kind of a different sort of terrain than you were used to traversing.
No, it's not solid ground. No, thank you.
So, is this more of like a when you say to him like, okay, I'll go with you? It's more like a okay, but
Well, I kind of got myself some requirements here that keep me from leaving for more than a day or so.
Okay.
So how about I put these into your care if you really feel we need information on them?
I think it would be prudent. That way we know what we're dealing with.
All right, well, you're gonna have to head back to the barracks with me because that's where they are.
Okay.
okay.
If you're okay with that, we can do this.
Okay. So, you guys are heading off to the barracks then to go kind of grab his stuff. So I'm gonna cut over just kind of real quick to Groom and just see if you're working really, really fast through your chores and doing all the stuff and
Oh yeah.
okay. And if you are mulling over what had happened at the meeting and anything like that, are you making any kind of like mental secret plans? Like you're like, of course I'm gonna go do the thing at 3:00, but is there another part of your mind that's like, I need to maybe go and check things out, or things you kind of think about when you're working?
Yeah. So, how far away are the ruins from town? Travel time. Would you say I'm familiar with the lay of the land?
Maybe a 45-minute walk. Because you got to go through the gingerbread plum tree forest first, and then the Christmas wood is directly after that.
Okay.
So, and it's easy to see that particular wood. So yeah, it's about a 45-minute walk.
Yeah.
There and back. So yeah.
And am I working with anybody, or am I just working solo?
Does your character work better alone, or?
Probably, because once I know how to do something, it's like, get out of my way.
Okay.
You're slowing me down.
Okay, then that probably means that while you have a nice camaraderie with everyone else that works there with you, they know to just kind of give you your space
Okay.
and your room. So doing all the things there. Okay, as you and Treacle are walking back to his barracks, are you discussing anything else, like what had happened at the meeting last night? Any of the weird stuff about the animals, anything like that, about what you had seen in the woods?
So,
Probably.
tell me, Darian,
Yes.
at the meeting you were mentioning the woods being different than normal.
Yes.
One of my jobs here is going to be, keeping this place safe. What can you tell me about the area and why was it so abnormal to you?
Usually the Christmas wood is bustling with life. Lots of animals, a lot of birds, there's a family of beaver that live in the stream. And you can hear them. And they're not afraid of me. Um, they'll come up to me easily, and I don't have a lot of worries in that forest. I see them as friends. So when it's dead empty and I don't see a single one even coming to greet me, that's weird. I thought maybe something had come into the forest at first that had scared him away, because you get into a dead spot in the woods. It's pretty good idea to start hiding. And but there was nothing. Nothing that I could see anyway.
And when you started into the Christmas woods, it was normal.
Yes.
How How long were you in before it changed?
Let's see, that was when, so that was when he was in the candy cane forest, which is on the opposite side. Yeah. So it's in the candy cane one, honey, not the Christmas one.
Oh, when I went quiet?
Yeah. When
Oh,
so
my
the
bad.
woods that you
Sorry.
were walking through were the candy cane forest, which is where Mr. Mint was, because that is the forest directly adjacent to Bunbury and Swirlton.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry, I thought I went through the Christmas one.
no, you went through candy cane forest.
So I had to go through Candy Cane Forest and then the Christmas one.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So the way it's sort of set up through here. So here is Swirlton, right through here. So this is Candy Cane right here. So you have to travel this way in order to get to Gingerbreadville.
Okay.
And then all the other forests are down and through this area.
Gotcha. Hey, my bad. So
Oh,
I was going through the Candy Cane Forest.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to say because I didn't have you roll perception at the top of that,
yeah.
at the top of the bit there, that you didn't notice anything was off until, because you were like, okay, I got my stuff, I've got all the things. I'm going to Mr. Mint's house. Maybe you're just thinking about all the stuff. You're like, this is great. Like, I'm kind of free now. I can kind of do whatever I want. Maybe I'll stay here. Oh, maybe I'll go here. Maybe I'll go there. Sometimes the brain is a little loud, but you don't realize other stuff that's going on.
Okay.
And it wasn't until you had a nice meal at Mr. Mint's place that you were kind of like grounded back in, and then you were making your way into Gingerbreadville. Then you noticed.
Okay.
But I will tell you that the whole time it was dead silent.
Oh,
But you didn't notice it until later. So knowing that.
that's what I will explain to your character.
See, okay.
That changes
Yeah,
backstory
no
a little
idea.
bit. Um,
So when you became aware of it was after Mr. Wyn's house.
yes. I'd probably been traveling for an hour.
Do you see any tracks or anything?
I don't recall any.
I don't know if I would have you roll.
Right history.
Yeah, roll for that, honey. Go ahead and roll for that.
Here I am, throwing you off for loops.
No, it's good, it's good.
Yeah. No.
What'd you get?
3.
What are tracks? Says
I wasn't looking for 'em.
What says the druid? Oh yeah, that would actually make perfect sense. You weren't looking for me.
Well,
Honey.
what way are you taking to get down to this mushroom bog place?
Your
Through-
forests.
So
Your way through
it
the
will be.
forests.
Sorry, Annie. I can explain this so you don't have to.
Yeah, go for it.
So he will be going through Ginger Plum Tree, and then through the Cranberry one, and then turning and going down through the Forest of Eyes.
Okay, so he's gonna go past the barracks, into the next wood, and then south into the forest of Eyes.
Yeah, because so the 3 for wood, as they are kind of known, is you've got, and that's not including the Ginger Plum Tree Forest. That one's kind of like your main one, and then the major 3 are set up in this really interesting, almost like Triforce, if you will, where you got like the Christmas wood over here, the Cranberry one here, and the Holly one over on this side. So you kind of got to go this way through the first bit. Christmas, Cranberry, Forest of Eyes is over completely separate from this back down. So scenery changes really fast.
Well, because I'm only one person, I can't patrol all this by myself. So while you are gaining some insight,
Mhm.
maybe keep your eyes open, see if things are different in the other forests too.
I will do so.
Okay.
And here's the barracks. Let me go in real quick and those bracers for you.
All right.
So you go into your place, and
I'll probably head out tomorrow at dawn.
okay.
Because I've already said I was going to help out with some of the festivities.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to get this organized.
Okay. So when he gives you the bracers,
Mhm.
forgot if I was gonna have you roll for that.
On a check or
Yeah,
rolling one. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I guess I should back up. Honey, how in tune do you think your character is with kind of feeling out situations, energies, and all those kinds of vibe things? Is he incredibly sensitive to these things?
I would think so. 'Cause that would be wisdom, and his wisdom's actually pretty high.
Okay, I'll have you roll wisdom then.
You want an arcana or
Hmm. What else would be on their history?
Yes.
Arcana.
no? It's just standard.
You can just do a
Just do a wisdom.
yeah, just a basic wisdom. That should be just fine.
22.
Oh, it's fine. So everyone else has kind of been. I mean, obviously, you may or may not have been there, but when the mayor and the Cookie family, or grandma at least, had seen these bracers, they were pretty spooked because it's an old relic.
Yeah.
They didn't want to touch it.
Yeah.
Which kind of gave the general feeling to people around them that maybe these things might be very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
But
Which is one reason why because I was there for that.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I wanted more information on them.
you don't get what you get is you get a good feeling about
Okay.
this, which is completely incongruent with how everyone else was sort of acting around these bracers.
Okay.
But this is a actual like, you know what the fuss is all about.
Huh.
I don't feel anything strange from these.
Nothing bad out of them. Okay.
Knowing that, do you say anything?
Well, I'm gonna be going and getting more information on it anyway, so I don't think I need to divulge that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though I probably will mention after picking them up. I don't know what the fuss is about. These don't feel too bad. So
You hear that?
I said, after you hand them to me, I'll just kind of feel them out. And like, I don't know what the fuss is about. These things don't feel that bad. And I'll put it in a satchel. And
Because I didn't have you roll for anything about how you felt about it, so I'm just going to say probably won't. Just kind of, you were given something that was very like strange and stuff. So I don't
They're
know.
old.
They're old.
They look good, but they're old and they make me go, huh.
Yeah. So are you leery of them the way everybody else is?
No, not leery of more the unknown where they came from, because I know they're from the ruins. Cream had voices telling her to give them to me, so that makes me go, well, what's so special about these? They don't look special.
Okay. Cool.
They look nice, they don't look special.
Cool. All right. So after that kind of happens, are you going off to the greenhouse? I need to
yeah.
do anything.
And I guess I'll join him to go keep busy
Okay.
until I start getting things that I need.
Okay.
Thank you for entrusting these to my care. And I'll bring them back to you. And I'll give you a report.
Please do. I'd really hate to disappoint little miss with losing the gift that she gave me.
I agree. That would be bad.
So leaving you guys to walk yourselves to the greenhouse there, and as soon as you guys get into space, like there have been all the chairs, the chairs, the flower pots, and the glass kind of things been moved away, and they brought in big long gingerbread tables that everyone is like they're they're pulling these really beautiful, depending on the size, much like real like pumpkins that come in all shapes and sizes. Each of these sheaths of paper are different shapes and sizes, and they're kind of doing this very strange like origami folding of the paper thing to kind of fit it into a round shape, and then they're putting them in baskets. So and these were brought in from Paperland, so there's a kind of a largest box made of this beautifully brightly colored paper. Sort of looks like a wasp nest, but less terrifying because there's not terrifying bees in it, and everyone's just sort of like pulling out the long sheets of paper and just sitting there and folding all the things. So
That's what I was going to be doing.
you're gonna be doing the thing. Have you been to one of their clothes fairs before?
Um, Coming in and out of this village for as long as I've been doing it, probably.
Okay. Are you going to show poor Treacle how to fold these things?
Most definitely.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, here you are, just kind of watching people like.
Well, I mean, I have really good dexterity. I should be kind of good at this.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Have you ever done this before? Folded these before?
No, but I can be a fast learner.
All right. Well, let's get you started.
Sounds good.
Like, show them the ropes and okay, you fold like this. This piece goes in here and
Yeah.
done.
Can you show me the not the last step, the two steps before that?
Yeah, sure. And fold, and then slowly move it in. And I don't know if there's a twist or whatnot, but
That's it. There's like a tuck, like you do like a tuck
yeah,
in your.
okay.
Yeah.
So kind of fold and then tuck.
Okay, so like that.
It's
Do you want to roll it
roll.
next?
What is it? Is it craft? Craft? Jack-o'-lantern. I'm kidding.
I don't think 5e has craft anymore.
I just see stuff. I see sleight of hand.
It's not sleight of hand. Is it just dex now? Is it just a
Yeah,
dex?
it's like just be
Okay,
dex,
fine.
yeah.
Roll your dexterity. But that joke, day breaks, roll craft day to fix. It's
Right.
funny.
It is hilarious.
20?
Not a nat 20.
No.
Okay, you're fine. You got it. So
You do catch on quick. Good job.
cool. All right. So, Groom,
Yes.
you worked through all of the things. You did all the bits. You were mulling things over in your head.
Well, so I finished up, but since I always carry my throwing my hand axes on me because I use them as part of my work,
Yeah.
I am actually going to go and casually go and pick up my axe and sling it on.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go for a walk, stretch my legs in the general direction of the ruins, just nonchalantly.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. So, and you're not even going out to you're just walking through.
Yep.
As you enter the gingerbread plum tree forest, which is the first one here, I'm gonna have you roll your perception for me.
$21.
21? Okay. Two things. You also notice that the woods are a little quiet. and you feel like you're being watched as you're kind of moving through the space. So feeling that, what do? Do you proceed forward?
I proceed forward cautiously.
Okay.
Weapons are loose,
Weapons are loose.
and I am being hyper aware of my situation. Do I see any tracks on the ground around the path?
I might have you roll another perception for that. Oh no! Oh no!
But with my modifier, that makes it a 5.
A 5? Okay.
No, it's a nat 1.
Okay. Nat 1 still makes.
I don't see anything.
You don't know? No, just that creepy feeling. You don't see anything. No.
Hair sticking up on the back of my neck, though.
Yep. Most definitely. But yeah, there's.
Well, I was looking for tracks.
You were looking for tracks, but that feeling of being watched is just really overtaking me. When you did say that your character is a very paranoid person, so that is what you are currently hyper focusing on. Racks be damned. What's the source of the eyes? Where are the eyes? Where are they? You know, yeah. So as you are cautiously moving through the woods here.
I'm actually spending an action and on my axe.
Okay, that's totally fine. I totally do that. That's fine. As you are moving through the woods here, and very cautiously, very slowly, and you are creeping towards the Christmas wood, and that feeling of being watched is just, right on your heels. It opens up, and the trees are starting to get bigger and taller, and now as you kind of enter through the Christmas wood, the little lights start to happen. So in the Christmas wood, this is a forest of every Christmas tree that has ever existed in our world, in people's houses. So the decorations on these trees are all different. They're all lit up, all of them. Like the blue lights over here. There's another one, like to your right that has those really old, like, tallow candles that they used to, like, clip to the top, and they have, like, different, one has like a string of cranberries around it, another popcorn one. The toppers are all different, angels and stars, and sometimes just like bundles of flowers, all that kind of stuff as you are making your way towards this.
So as I transition to the other forest, does the feeling change? Like dissipate or intensify, or am I just too paranoid right now to?
I say as you're moving into the Christmas wood, it's getting stronger. That feeling of being watched.
Okay.
Is intensifying, but you're not seeing anything. There's a general sense of anticipation and waiting. So, as you creep closer, the trees start to, they're not thinning out, but there's that, like that overgrown thing that starts to happen, where just like, you get the sense of like at one point this was like a nice, more clear-cut kind of area, but now, the smaller Christmas trees are starting to pop up with their like little tiny wreaths on them, just like they grow up here and there, and the Cookie Castle ruins start to make themselves more apparent as you are approaching. Again, with that feeling of it intensifying, waiting.
So I wanna actually like kind of step into the shadow, step in the shadow of a tree that's lit up. Just want to just stop and just take my time and just slowly, just a 360 and just look. I'm just looking at everything, opening myself up to going, okay, what's going on? I want to just look around again.
Look around again.
Like I'm like crouched down, but I'm by the great crumb. This is not right.
All right. Did you get yourself within really good sights of the ruins, or are you just in that weird, like, branchy threshold before you finally?
I could see that I'm in that branching threshold just before you pop out. I mean, I could see what outlines I can, but I still have some branches in my way.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to say, without having you roll it, how many times can I make Jason roll perception? I'm going to say that as you are kind of sitting there, kind of poking around, you hear the call of a blueberry bird right above your head.
I'm gonna look up.
All right. You take a look up and you see the bird, and it is exactly what it is. It's literally like, the largest blueberry in the world that's got a beak and some eyes and, little like feather things over here. And it looks down at you with, now you've been in this wood a few times. You've seen the birds like flit around, just kind of doing their thing, and they always kind of have like a sweet, general nature to them, maybe pun intended, because it's a blueberry. And for the first time, you are noticing that this thing is looking at you with something that is not quite kindness. It is a little button eye there, which is really weird for a blueberry bird. Do you proceed?
Do these birds have any type of intelligence?
Let me look at my notes.
Getting mean mugged by a blueberry bird.
So this thing has an intelligence of 3, but a -4. So probably, no. It's a 3. It's a 3 in intelligence. With
Okay.
a negative stat.
So what's the feeling I get? Do I feel like I'm pushing my luck?
I'm gonna say with just the way that you've kind of been with the trepidation feeling of knowing that you were being watched as you came in through here. You're a little confused as to why this bird in particular, like a vulture is one thing, but a blueberry bird, that's completely something different. So I'm going to say confusion is definitely one of the things. And you start to have this little tiny nagging voice in the back of your head that is like, that might actually be what was watching me. Now, whether you think that's a big deal or not, considering the type of bird it is up to you.
Okay. So I think I've had enough for now, and I'm gonna head back towards the village.
Okie dokie. We are doing that. So,
Too many things aren't adding up. The woods aren't feeling the way they normally do, and the deeper I go in, the more paranoid or uneasy I'm getting in woods that I should be more completely comfortable with. I feel like it's kind of like instead of naturally walking around, kind of getting like a tunnel vision almost, where nothing's clear at the edges,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going just Little Miss Cream Cookie, what have you done?
She's gonna be like, "What are you blaming me for?" Oh right, the braithers. um, so when you get back into town, because you had your 45-minute walk in, um, what did we say it was around 12:30? So it's 45 minutes in. So one.
It's gonna be just about time for him to be coming up with the horses.
Okay. Do you make any mental notes about having to tell the mayor about this later?
Oh, I have mental notes to talk to the mayor later and grandma.
Probably grandma. All right. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna back Jason up just a bit. Before you get um out of the gingerbread plum tree forest. Um and kind of in your line of sight as you're kind of making your way through here, you notice, because it's right in front of you, so you know it doesn't really matter if you rolled or not. Um you notice Plumpy. He is the last of the plum patrols of his kind, and he is also the caretaker for this particular forest. So he's kind of round about your height, but he's green, hairy, just hair everywhere. He's got like the long mustache down this way, and he's very old, and he's kind of leaning on his little walking stick here, and he's going very slowly from tree to tree and just kind of touching each one very gently. And there's kind of an like this purple haze that just sort of like bursts from his palm each time he touches the trees. When he's walking through and he's doing that. Um, so and he's got ears on the side of his ear, like big old elfy kind of ears. So if you're just kind of coming back through, one of his ears pricks, and he slowly turns around to look at you, and he says, "Hello, how are you today?" And Jason said nothing that day.
So be careful out here today, Plumpy. The forest's unsettled, even the birds.
Birds? Birds acting strangely, you say? I don't know the birds to act strangely.
Well, I went to go check out the old ruins, and I felt like I was being watched every step of the way.
That's very strange. Very strange indeed. The ruins are not really a place that one should want to go, though. You understand? Very dangerous. Very dangerous they can be.
Does he go into the town much?
No,
Okay.
no, it doesn't.
So I'll give him a fast rundown on what Cream Cookie did. So I went to go investigate to see what was out there.
Okay. As you are like explaining this to him, he's got these big like bushy eyebrows here, and you're explaining things. His eyes kind of like, the eyebrows kind of raise up in a little surprise. You can kind of see, his eyes underneath all that, and he's like, very strange indeed. I shall have to consult with Mother Ginger Tree, yes, we'll have to do that. Make a perception check.
$15.
15. Okay. So as you're just kind of, listening to him just sort of bum along as he's processing what you're taking in, you notice something well, I don't know if you would call it strange or not, because this might be the first time you've ever met Plumpy this close.
Okay.
You've seen him wandering around. He knows who you are because of the nature of this place. And and everyone knows the thing. It's not really strange to you that he would know. Everyone in town told you, just like Plumpy will just know.
Okay.
Because that is just the nature of his commune with the gingerbread folk themselves and the tree, the very special tree in this wood that speaks. But you notice around his neck, he is wearing this rather large circular pendant, and the chain is made of silver. And right in the center of this thing is a huge purple like crystal, about like a rock candy kind of crystal. And it's probably the biggest one you've ever seen. They don't usually come quite that large. And I might have you roll history real quick.
You want me to roll out 20 or D10s?
20. 20 should be fine.
$16.
16. Okay, so get a little thought kind of in the back of your mind. You remember, gold is actually something that is used quite frequently in the continent that is Kandiland here. Like, gold is just the best metal that you can have. It's coveted. It is worn by all the things. The bracers that Shauna was given had inlays of gold on them. If they weren't completely made of gold, I'd have to look at my things again. But it's very unusual for things to be made of silver here. Silver is considered by a lot of people to be a superstitious metal. It comes from parts of this land that are slightly unknown, and not a lot of people go there. So to see something that is made of silver is strange, and a little archaic. It's not archaic. That's probably not the word I want. Out of place. That's what I'll say. So that is what you know.
Okay.
Just talking to himself, and he was just like, I should probably go talk to Mother Ginger Tree sooner rather than later about this whole affair. I will see you most likely at the Clove Fair. Yes, I will most surely do that. Good day to you. He lumbers his little fuzzy green self just kind of back into the forest, and it disappears.
Okay.
All right. So now with all that, are you still going back into the village? Because it is still probably getting on time for you to hitch up the cart with John Doe and go to Date's place to get the ginger shine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna wander back into town?
Yeah. I'm
Still?
gonna head back into town still.
Yeah. Any feelings about the pendant that you saw? Just
Besides intrigue, like I've seen that before. So would silver, if that's kind of like archaic or out of place, would that be something that my tribesmen would have worn?
No,
Okay.
no. I guess to clarify for the silver, silver in this region is considered somewhat of a dangerous kind of metal. I No one really seems to know why they sort of eschew silver, but they've been told through legends and lore that it is a byproduct of something wicked, something that they don't really speak about in open places. But so because people don't really speak about it, the sort of the wherewithal of why silver is sort of something to sidestep isn't really well known.
Okay.
And it may or may not have been well known to your tribe. And because of how young you were taken from your tribe,
Yeah.
you might not have gotten to learn the deeper myths and
Okay.
legends of this metal. Um, so, moving back to the greenhouse,
Mhm.
people are starting to kind of wrap up their paper lantern making things just for today, and they're going to start to break off and do other things. A lot of the folk here, because the Clove Fair is a lot like Halloween, a lot of people have costumes that they're going to be making. So now people are switching from here. They kind of set the baskets and everything aside, and they're just, getting up and moving around. Just like, oh, that was a good day of doing that. Oh, you know what? I think it's probably about time that we should I'm gonna go home and I still have like this many crochet things that I need to do on this particular, like dress like that. It's gonna take a long time. Yeah, the vest that I'm putting together as well, it's just got to be done by at least today because I've got the rest of it, and it's going to be a whole to do. Moving along, other people are doing things like they're going to go chop some wood for the bonfire and just kind of go about their regular, oh, it's about time I gotta go feed those chickens, moving off to do those kinds of things. So Treacle and Darian are still here. Um, you wanted to go with them to the cider run. Are you doing the cider run or the ginger shine one? Or are you going to get the apple cider? 'Cause there's two different ciders to go get.
Well, I need to go find me a guide to take me up to King Dates so we can go get some of that moonshine.
Okay. Um,
No, I want to get up to King Dates
Okay, so
and help bring down the cider moonshine.
Okay, so if you're kind of like asking about here, someone will definitely tell you like, now, like, I know that John Doe said that he's going to be going out there with his cart because them jugs is heavy. So he's right yonder. She kind of points, like out. If you guys are like standing on the outside of the greenhouse, she kind of points like down and around. You can see just like the edge of a door of what is clearly a stable, where they would house all that stuff down in there. And she's like, he's probably getting right about ready to go because it's probably about that time. And there's away. So is that what you're gonna go?
Guess I'm gonna go head towards the stable.
Okay. Love it.
Um, I might as well go help with the moonshine.
You too?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys all like you two are making your way to the stable and you're coming in. I mean, you know where you're going. So
Why?
yeah, you're fine. So you guys I say you guys get there first as John's in there, he's doing his thing. He's he's doing the hitch thing up to one of the horses, he's like, Like, hold still, sunflower. Hold still now. I know you don't like the bit. But you just gotta hold still. There's a girl. There's a girl.
I'll go help him with the horses.
Are you just gonna like just start doing the thing and not say anything? You're just like,
You know,
here I am.
greetings and
You're like,
hey, how you doing?
dude, I'm doing good, Darren. How are you?
I'm doing good. Need some help with these horses?
Oh yeah, a little bit. You know, I could you look at Sunflower's back leg there? I just check her shoe.
All right.
Roll your animal handling.
21.
21. Good. She doesn't kick you. So, um, are you saying anything to the horse to kind of soothe her or anything as you try to look at her back, back
Yeah.
leg or anything?
Oh,
He's checking for rocks, by the way.
Oh,
He
okay.
thinks he's like, I think there might be a rock in there, but I'm just getting all this set up in here, and I don't know, she's flickering a little bit, so I'm thinking maybe it might be one of the shoots.
and that's not a small beast, so I can't talk to it.
He's gonna have to use good old fashioned noises.
So I'll do my best to calm the horse and lift the foot and
You
check
do.
it out.
Yeah, you got a 21, so you're fine.
Yeah.
So you lift it up, and there's a very like kind of substantial like little pebble in there.
Um, I'll grab the what's that? A shoehorn or what is it? I don't know. It's a little knife,
Yeah,
Yeah.
hoof pick. Yeah,
hoof pick.
kind of a hoof pick.
and I'll dig it out.
Okay. So while you're doing that, are you saying anything? You're just like hanging out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go hang out by the wagon.
Okay. So John goes, kind of getting everything set up, and he's looking at everything. And goes, hey, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, sir. I'd offer a hand, but I don't know much about animals.
Oh, that's all right. This is it's just sunflower. She's actually pretty easy to handle. On a normal day. Today, it looks like it had something to do with her shoe. I thought so. Is there anything I can help you with at all?
Well, Grandma Cookie, she said you were gonna be doing that cider run.
Yeah.
Said you might need some help.
Oh, I appreciate that. We get about 4 or 5 cases of that ginger shine off a date. So and they're heavy. They're pretty heavy. So yeah, I pretty appreciate that. And I'm not as young as I used to be, so it's nice to have a couple of youngsters with me doing that. Because he says that you're coming in through the stable.
Okay.
Gonna
I'm just looking at what's going on. Do I see? I assume I see him with the hoof pick
Oh
working.
yeah, like this is clear, so John Doe is talking to Treacle, and you can kind of see like Darian's like like a foot back there as he's just kind of working on the horse, and and she's just like
I come through. I'm like, Doe, if I tell Dalmatian that you have not been checking hooves like you've been told, him and Kathy are going to come out and skin your frosting.
you gotta be like that, grown.
You know.
Please don't ride me out to grandma. That woman can be. Well, you know how she is. I mean that's.
John, calm down. I'm just telling you, you need to keep the animals in good condition. You can't come out and help anymore with the gingerbread, but kind of keep that cider corked when you're supposed to be working.
Grumble, grumble, Humperdinck, bumble.
John, excuse me. Isn't Grandma coming?
No. You know what? Let's saddle up. He hops up on the wagon there. He's like, anyone who's gonna go with, and just get in the back, cause we're gonna head on out.
I'll get in.
Okay.
I'll jump up front with John.
Okay. And he's just, are you also?
I'm just gonna set my axe in the back and hop in the back with.
Or
Yeah.
all right. So he kind of like looks back because he don't think he expected you to come with. So he's like, dang it. As the wagon starts to
Did he put his bottle in his back pocket or in his vest pocket?
probably his vest pocket.
I want to kind of reach over and go, I'm kind of thirsty there, John. I'm just gonna.
You don't tell Grandma. I guess it's fine.
Can I catch his hand?
What'd you roll?
19.
19 for like
Just
athletics. Well, he rolled a 19. Is that what you want to
You
do?
rolled a 19. Cast my hand.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't even get it.
plus my athletics puts it at 22.
Okay, so he's kind of like reaching for the front here.
I am. With my bonus, I come to a natural 20 without rolling against it.
Well,
It comes to a 22 with my bonus.
yeah. And I kind of think that this, like, that was caught off. You were probably caught pretty off guard. You didn't expect Treacle to reach out and do anything. I mean, I can let you have a counter to what he does. So as you're like reaching up there to like trying to get in his pocket, like his hand just whips out and grabs. And what did you say?
Can I help you? I don't know what you're grabbing for. I just saw him.
Just stare at you and go, John doesn't need any more of his nippers for the day while we're going.
Well, I don't see it in his hand right now, so what's the problem?
You don't know John.
Why don't you give him the benefit of the doubt? As it is, everybody's trying to impress the new person. Why don't you sit right back down, buddy?
How are you? And what is Darian doing to this whole exchange?
Sitting back, watching it, big smile on his face, going, this is an interesting day. These folks could be fun.
Himself, but when John rolls us off the road, like I know he will, he keeps hitting it.
I'm sure John's gonna be just fine because he doesn't want to irk Grandma Cookie when we need to bring this back for the festival.
I don't know. Because he's listening, he's kind of like, as he's just kind of going along.
I like going, but I kind of pat John and I go, John, I know you're going to do the right thing.
Sure he will.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of low. And just go sit back down.
Okay. rolling along, taking you guys all back into the gingerbread forest. I need everyone to roll perception, including Jim, who I have no idea what is done. I'm just gonna. Who cares? Who cares, right? Who cares? Actually, for John, that's fine. Going around the room. Groom?
22.
Okay. Darian? Nat?
Not one.
Oh, dear. I'll get back to that.
You're just sitting there staring at me laughing.
I fell asleep in the wagon.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Groom's been here before, so there it is again. There is that really not super great feeling of being watched. Darian's asleep in the wagon. Because what a nice ride. It's
Yeah.
just rocky and lovely, and you got a 16.
I could,
That's still good. So you also, he's feeling it probably. Well, again, he was here before. He's like, God damn it, here it is again. But you, same. And you haven't been in this wood yet, and you feel like you're being watched. Reactions from anyone? John, and by the way, John, he rolled a 7, so he just down the road.
Do I see that he's nodded off?
I mean, yeah, he's in the cart with you.
Okay,
You
so
could kick his ass away.
this Gary,
What is that for?
I kicked his foot, not full on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's like
I kicked my son.
He rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
You gotta wake up with a crick somewhere.
Alright.
I mean, okay, not one. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, it takes you a couple of kicks to wake him up. And honey, not on that one. You are jarred awake so forcefully that you yeah. So it's getting jarred awake so forcefully that you're like, "Ah," and you actually end up like turning your head a little too fast. And you're like, ah, okay,
Okay.
okay, oh,
Give myself a crick in the neck.
yeah. Because the way you were like laying up was just like, I'll smoosh against these boards, so he kicks you twice.
That's a big idea.
pay attention, the woods are being weird.
Like, not again. And you?
So I'm gonna start kind of slowly looking around, but I want to loose my rapier in its sheath.
Okay.
That's gonna be my reaction. I feel like something's watching me. I'm assuming I feel like I'm in danger because of it.
Okay. Good perception roll. So you feel the eyes, and you do see movement. And Jason, you also see movement, but you saw it right off the bat. Now there are maybe 5 or 6 blueberry birds that are watching you guys from various branches as you're moving along, and as the cart is going, they are flitting off of the branches, and they will land, and they will watch, and then they will just keep following you as you are going through the gingerbread wood. Now, honey, you are just kind of woken up, so you don't know anything that's going on. Is
Nope.
everyone going to...
I am massaging my neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And stretching.
you just told him to pay attention.
No, I have my axe, and once I see if he's awake, I kind of like, hey, attention. This ain't right.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll take a good look around.
okay.
If I can do better.
Yeah, I was like, that was a bad one, honey. Please try again.
That's better. 22.
22. So, oh, yep. You see the same thing that he does. You notice the blueberry birds, and they seem to be doing this really odd formation of watching, following. And again, that is really strange because blueberry birds are not predator birds. They're also, they're blueberries. The least menacing bird that ever flitted about. What's your face? Huh? You're like, sure. Well, I mean,
Blueberry birds.
normally,
Huh.
what blueberry birds don't do are they look like this.
I am going to attempt to speak with small beasts
Interesting. All right.
and try and ask what they do.
Do you have to roll for that as a cantrip?
It is a skill.
Okay, so you do have to roll. Yeah.
More like a feat. I don't know if I necessarily have to roll, but I can. I don't know what I'm rolling, but
Would that be a trait? It's
yeah, it's an ability that I have as a druid.
Wouldn't you be rolling your intelligence?
I can roll intelligence.
Yeah.
Seven.
Just a 7.
Unless you want me to add my animal handling,
What's your animal handling?
I get a +6 bonus.
So that would make it
13. That would make it 13.
that would make it 13. Okay, well I rolled
Oh, I rolled a 5, so that would actually make it an 11.
Okay. So I would counter
Uh-huh.
roll for that.
Mhm.
Their intelligence is 3. I rolled a 19, so
They get a negative, don't they?
yeah, they're negative 4.
So that would be 15.
15, and what was yours again?
11.
11. Still higher than yours. So the general feeling that you kind of get if you are trying to speak to one of them. One of them. The general response is a non-response, and the feeling is like, none of your business.
Oh, okay.
None of your business. None of your business. Which also,
So I was in the back of the cart, twiddling.
yeah, just
Mhm.
at them.
Yeah.
And then they were silent. As they, did that. Which again, that is strange for blueberry birds because they are incredibly chatty cafes. So every single time you try to speak to them, they will tell you everything. They'll just be like, I built my nest. Want to see my nest? It was on special twigs. I like twigs. Do you like twigs? I love twigs. That's
I like twigs. Want another one? Here.
this would be the best twig to add to my nest. That's kind of what they usually are.
They don't seem to want to talk.
Do you say that to groom or the party at large? Okay.
They're usually pretty talkative. Wonder what's up with them.
And what do you say, groom?
They were acting weird when I came out to the ruins earlier.
Alone?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Hey,
You know what the mayor said.
you go out here alone all
Traveling
the
in
time.
pairs, at least.
You could have at least caught me. I'd go with you.
You were folding paper.
You could have taken me and shown me some of the areas so I can do my job. And the rooms. That's where
Don't
little
get
miss went.
distracted. I know. Don't get distracted. Pay attention. It's not right out here. We can discuss this later.
John does not pay attention to any of this. He's just like,
John, how much longer is it up to dates?
oh, you know what? I think if I'm right, if we just round right around this tree, he's right there. So, as you are going along, and you're right, as you round kind of the this area, you come upon King Date's abode. Just this hilariously ramshackled gingerbread house that has he's made it up in such a way that think about like how children try to build like castles out of like blankets and and chairs and things like that. He's tried to like make himself like a little fortress area, complete with like a flag up at the top there. It's just one of his socks, just kind of blowing in the wind up at the top of this makeshift candy cane pole. As you guys just sort of pull up to the area here.
Okay.
So, whoa! John Doe stops the cart, and as you guys are just kind of like looking around, you do see that there are maybe 3 or 4 rather large. What are they? What are those really heavy? It's the really
Barrels.
heavy. No, they're not. No, they're not barrels. They're the
Jugs.
yeah, those they're made out of that really. It's like kind of like stone. Is it kind of like stone?
Ceramic.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah, that's
like
it.
Hillbilly Triple X.
Yeah. So this is like these ones actually were manufactured in the China Cup vicinity. So because he had to bring those in because he wanted something that was a little bit sturdier to hold all the ginger. So they're they probably stand about this tall, big tubby things. And as you guys are sort of dismounting and getting off in this area, it is quiet.
Okay.
Which for you, honey, and groom, this is a little odd because Date will always come out when he hears people coming. And he's the first one on the porch. Usually he's already on the porch because he heard you coming.
Yeah.
There's no one on his little porch up there.
Call out for him. King Date! Where you at, man? I'm gonna go check around the other side of the house. Maybe he's having trouble with one of these jugs.
Sorry, go ahead.
Right? And what are you up to?
I'm gonna look over at
Treacle?
Teakle. You might want to go with them just to see if King Date is in trouble. You can probably help him out.
Now, this might be weird information to you because you don't know that normally he's out on the porch.
Do I still have the heebie-jeebies?
Yes. The feeling has not stopped as you have gone through.
Alright, good idea. Everybody stays together. You hang out with John Doe, I guess. Maybe check the house. I'll go with Darian here. I'm gonna pull my rapier out.
Okay.
I've got my quarterstaff.
Quarterback? Okay. So you guys are checking in
Around in the back.
I'll let him lead. I'll come up there.
About where he would keep it still.
The still is there. It kind of looks like he was maybe in the middle of like mid-filling the last one here, and then he just sort of stopped. Actually, no, it's the opposite way. It is overfilling right now.
Oh.
Sorry. It was just like it wanted to do. Yeah. So it's you come around and like it's all like capped on, but it's like.
I'm gonna look for a lever or whatnot to make it stop.
Okay. You find it. It's just right. The still is just right there. It's very clear.
Okay.
You stop it.
Cut it off. That ain't right. You'd never let this go to waste.
You're looking in the house, Jason?
Yeah, I have my hand axes out.
Okay. Nothing's weird in the house. It looks like he did his normal thing. His dishes are stacked in the sink. There's like a a half-drunk kind of like coffee in like one of those kind of camping kind of cup things. It's made out of a glazed sugar.
Okay.
And it's just kind of sitting there on his little table. So he looks like he got up, did his normal routine, and then went out to go do what he was supposed to do.
Okay, so I checked the whole house. There's nothing wrong with it.
Doesn't seem to be anything strange. There's no struggle signs, no anything like that.
Okay, I'll go back out the front door and check on John before I start circling around the house from the other direction.
Okay, John is like, he doesn't know that anything's like really wrong. He's like dragging, dragging the jug slowly towards the,
Supposed to keep it with you.
as he's like stopping and looking around him real quick to like take a nip from his second and
I wanna
dragging.
I'd like to check the surroundings again, see if it's anything more than just those birds.
Are you like going into the forest to look, or are you
I come out of the house. I see John doing that, but then I'm just going to scan, see if I can still see the birds and if there's anything besides the forest being deadly quiet.
Okay. This is like the roll your perception. It's a session of perception.
15.
15. Okay. There, you notice besides the birds, which are definitely still in the trees, watching, there are 2 cinnamon rabbits sitting at the very edge of the tree line, just sort of up on their haunches, watching you. They're not moving, they're just sitting upright, watching. And that is what you see.
Okay. How big State's house? Like the circumference of ours, or
Smaller. He's like it's
No,
it's
If she called it a shack,
it's a shack. Yeah.
I've seen some stretched out shack.
Nah,
it's like the
Okay.
barracks.
yeah, it's like that. It's small. It's like I don't know. The house is kind of the end of our corner here. The blue one. That one's pretty small, right?
Okay.
It's a little smaller than that. It's just it's a shack. Something you'd seen in every western. It's one of those.
It's a hunting cabin.
Yeah.
It's a hunting cabin. That's what I was looking for.
John, leave that alone. Come over here by me for a second.
I wouldn't do nothing.
Get over here.
All right. He goes up to you and he's like, "Taking a hit me, are you?"
I have other things. Go around the house. Let's go. And we're gonna circle up and connect with them.
What for? He says.
King Date's nowhere to be seen so far. This is weird. We're gonna look for him.
Oh, man. I ain't mentioned it. That is kind of weird. Yes. All right. So you're going around looking for him. Don't see him. He's not here.
I'll come back, hook up, to re-hook up with them, and I tell Darian what I say. But not only are the birds, there's 2 rabbits at the edge just staring at us. Now, this ain't right. Hey, we can either load up and get, or we can just get.
We should probably load up and get.
What about Date?
The house is empty.
Do I see any tracks?
Good roll for it, honey.
Yep. Perception.
Okay.
24.
24. There are tracks. So they are he's a gingerbread man. But he's also, an outdoor kind of guy. So he's got like those kind of semi-heavy like boots. So there are very clear boot prints heading off into the Christmas wood, or the direction that you know to be the Christmas wood.
Some tracks over here. Looks like he's headed off to the Christmas woods. Want to load up real quick and then take a walk? Or do you just want to?
Let's load it up and send John back so he can tell everybody what's going on, and maybe we should take a look.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know how to stopper one of these things? It was overflowing when we found it.
Yeah, cork it. I'll go up front and load up the wagon. Come on, soldier boy. You can help me.
Okay.
As you,
Okay, well,
John's
who's
gonna help
going
you.
with
Oh, okay.
John? You heard the mayor. Nobody goes anywhere alone.
You can make yourself useful and ride with your new friend.
Or John comes with us and we go find date.
John's like, I don't have no problems going back home. I ain't got no issue with that. I know what's going on here, but I remember the mayor said that I was going to Paris, but you know what? I kind of would like to not be here right now. I got no issues going back home.
I got the sense date was always alone. Other than the time he helped me get to the greenhouse when I went through the porch.
I mean, that's true. But he lived out here by himself. Right.
You really want to send John by himself with the way the woods are right now.
Like I say, I ain't got no issues. I ain't got no issues leaving.
He'll be fine. He'll actually probably travel
I'll help you
faster
with
without us.
Oh, you're.
All right, let's get this littered and get him off now.
Get behind that. Get behind that.
I'll help John loading that
Something
one.
happens inside you.
You know, you loading all the things up, and after everything is kind of said and done, he kind of looks at, I guess, you, and he's like, "You want I should tell mayor? Should I tell mayor something? Anything?"
Or you get down, you go straight to the mayor, tell him we couldn't find King Date, and we're going to look for him. Don't stop for nothing. You still have that dagger under your bench.
Yeah, you know they don't go anywhere without it.
Put it on top of the bench. Keep your eye out.
Oh, all right. Pulls it out, and he's like,
We want him to mention to the mayor about the birds.
"What birds?
And the rabbits.
What rabbits? What are you talking about?"
Okay, I take the time to give him the full rundown. Tell the mayor that the forest is really off and maybe talk to the plum tree.
Oh, no. Before you leave, John Doe,
Yeah.
Shroom, you might want to take that bottle now.
I'll give it back to you. Right? You talk to the mayor and tell mayor to get to town and also talk to the tree.
All right. I'll surely do that. Hey, you know, he said sunflower, and he's he's getting out of here. He's like, you know, sunflower. Meanwhile, just like as fast as I've ever run. He's so used to the trot. All right. So here you are.
All right, let's go do some tracking.
You are
Mhm.
following the tracks.
Yep.
Into the back, I should say, into the Christmas forest. Now, they've seen it. You've never seen this place before. Just the trees and the lights and the intense decorations of the different varieties all around this place. Thoughts, feelings, comments, snide remarks? Anything going through your head?
Well, this is something else.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It normally makes me happy when I'm in here, but right now,
Just kind of creeped.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's normally not like this. So, you are, you're following,
I'm tracking.
you're tracking. All right.
I'm leading.
So you are leading and you are tracking, and now same thing as we're going through. We are actually just following.
Are we abreast? I'm sorry. Are we abreast or are we letting him slightly forward and
That's a good question. How are you all walking?
Are you a righty or a lefty?
I'm righty? Or am-
Is your character
Both.
left-handed?
almost.
Ambidextrous.
I'd be ambidextrous because I dual wield.
Oh, okay, right.
I have rapier and dagger.
Okay. 'Cause
So
he's-
probably say I'm right dominant.
Right. Has anyone drawn weapons at the moment?
I have my rapier out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still have my hand axes.
And before we set off down the path of tracks, I was gonna pull out my dagger too.
Okay.
Made slightly in the front.
Nate's slightly in the front. Which one of us is gonna be more in the middle? So
Marching order.
Yeah. Oh look, figurines. I'm glad we got those.
And the Christmas wood.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
so that's
So
you.
you're turning like Christmas
That's
ones this way, so you can turn them spin that way. There you go.
So do we offset or do you want us abreast of each other?
That is actually up to you guys.
Play go. There we go. That'll help them stand.
I think we'd be more like that unless you think of anything else.
Is it wide enough for us to walk like that?
We're going down trails.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
How wide's the trail?
I get the feeling of Christmas wood is not like really close compact. It's like all the trees are lovely spaced, you know, just like so you can look at them. Look at me.
So they don't
It
catch
just
each
seems-
other on fire.
It just
Yeah,
seems like it's
true.
closed in right now because it's creepy.
Yeah, it feels closer. Man, these lights feel more close than normal. So but yeah, you can all, if you're kind of staggered the way you are right now, you can walk the way you're
And even though it doesn't take much to walk around a tree.
yeah.
So it actually depends on the circumference of some of these trees. Some of them are quite substantial, you know, freaking rich people, and they're
Okay.
huge.
So we have household trees to what's in front of the White House to
Two little like Charlie Brown trees, you know, those are like the
Okay.
new growth ones that are all about. So yeah, anything and everything. So lover, for you,
Mhm.
are you looking down this whole time, or
I'm looking down, looking up. I'm looking for broken branches. Tracking. So I'm looking at everything here.
Mhm.
Anything up, I'm kind of letting them deal with.
Okay, so there's
I have to focus.
yeah, there's no broken branches. But you know, it's a pretty straight, you know, the direct someone who knows these woods would
Okay.
take this kind of path. It's just right, here we go. Not running into anything or any of the bits. But I will say, as the things start to thin out, we're getting closer and closer to the Cookie Castle ruins. And you are about where Jason was beforehand, just on this very outskirt spot beforehand. Now, are you paying attention to where you're actually?
Of course.
Okay, so if you look up, you're going to see just beyond some of the, you know, like one of the two trees, like, you know,
Yeah.
staggered kind of this way, you can see just the edge of the broken stables that you have used as shelter before.
Okay.
You can just see kind of the edge of this thing. Treacle?
Treacle, if you wanted to visit the ruins, you're in luck. We're here.
And keep going.
I'll move in cautiously,
Okay.
unless one of them stops me.
Anyone stopping him?
No, I'm gonna check behind us first.
Okay. There's nothing behind you, just silent forest.
Well, what's that crazy poop going down this way?
Now, as it is your first time seeing these ruins, Trickle, I will kind of give you sort of a rundown of what you're looking at here as you are coming through the trees. So the Cookie Castle ruins are kind of just what they sound like. What you see to the left is the old shortbread that once must have been very fine in its day. It's now weathered by time and the elements. remnants of an old stable with its fruit strip awning still intact. Is sort of far off into like the right of the crumbled structures. You can see broken walls with missing pieces of ornate arches that are interspersed among just straight rubble. The structures that are left standing are a huge spiral staircase that leads to nowhere, and what appears to be the layout of a chapel, which you can kind of see even from where you're standing there. You can see these sugar stained glass windows that are just kind of curiously untouched like everything else here, and what appears to be a beautifully wrought altar made of deep purple rock candy is sitting in the middle of all this destruction. And honey, I need you to roll a perception check. They're getting phones.
14.
A 14?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's kind of good enough. You again, you've seen these structures before. Something two things of note. You don't remember that altar being there, and you think you see the edge of a booted foot behind.
Okay. Well, I might have found King Candy. Or not King Candy.
Okay.
King Date. See a boot right there. Hopefully, he's connected to it.
Anybody else?
That altar's a bit weird, too. I
No.
haven't seen that there before.
Yeah, no, Groom, that, let's see. You've seen the ruins in a distance. You
Okay.
haven't seen them up close. Because I think we kind of talked about that. Not like this close. Like
Yeah.
you've off in the distance doing the thing. So yeah, you wouldn't know anything about the altar. So, and obviously, it's the first time.
Mhm.
What is everybody doing?
Well, if he's hurt, let's go.
All right, let's go cautiously.
So are we clear of the trees?
Yeah, it's kind of in the, the rubbles are kind of like in the middle of everything that, kind of all the trees around them. Little tiny Charlie Brown ones kind of scattered throughout, but none of the big ones or anything right in the middle of anything.
Okay. I'm gonna take an action and switch from my hand axes to my battle axe.
Okay.
And I'm gonna suggest that Darian fall back a couple of feet and Nib flank me.
Right or
Right.
left?
You're on the right.
I'd say switch, because if you're right and I'm gonna swing,
You're gonna swing left.
yeah,
So I should stay on your right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me some
So
space.
don't switch.
Yeah, just give me some space.
All right, you lead.
All right, I'll fall back.
You're going to the back as they're moving forward.
It'll be more like,
More like that.
yeah.
Okay. Honey, are you readying anything?
I'm double-handing my quarterstaff.
Okay. So are
I'm
you-
double-handing my peppermint staff. No, it's not peppermint. It's Christmas wood.
Not peppermint, it's Christmas wood. So, are you? What was I gonna say? So, are you kind of? Did you point toward
Yeah.
where the shoe is, and you're like, no,
That altar's new too. Don't know where that came from.
All right. We'll worry about that later. Let's get to King.
Okay, so we're going.
You're moving,
Gentlemen, let's be about it.
Okay.
All right.
So, as you are moving closer and closer in the wood, it's just silent, and that feeling of being watched has intensified as you got to the ruins, and now has just spiked to an unbelievable sensation of like kind of like if you've ever had a day where you're just really anxious and you have no idea why, and it's just nagging at you, but nothing ever happens. It's just, it's just there. It's kind of like that. You're just waiting for the shoe to drop. Where is it? What is happening?
Behind the altar.
Oh,
Nothing. Never mind. Fine.
Is anyone looking at the stained glass windows or the altar as you kind of move around to see if poor Date is attached to his little boot?
Yeah,
I think
I'll be looking at the surroundings because they mentioned the birds and that's been a problem. So I'll be looking up.
Okay,
I'd be scanning surroundings looking for threads.
okay.
say
Jason, say.
Yep.
All right, so Lover, I'm going to say what you notice. If you're looking at the stained glass windows, they have depictions of a gingerbread man with a halo of like holy looking light surrounding his head and facing down a marshmallow giant with a candy cane sword in his hand. And these are kind of the unbroken parts of
Pieces.
this, part of this chapel. But just kind of this side over here at one of the more broken, tumble down thing, there is a blueberry bird that has landed all the way up there and is just watching. Um, are you looking behind you, Groom, or towards anything in the back?
yeah, I'm kind of scanning, and every now and then I'll
Turn around. Okay. So as you're just kind of like scanning around for you, you see just a couple of these trees that are in the back this direction. There are maybe like 3 or 4 of the bluebirds just sort of like strategically in the branches. And Treacle, for you, are you also looking down and around, or are you just looking at this whole thing?
So I'm looking at the basilisk interior
Mhm.
for dark areas, hiding areas, threats that can be coming towards us from in front.
Okay. Nothing in those, there doesn't feel to be anything in those places. But I will say that your eye does keep getting kind of drawn almost against its will to that rock candy altar. And as you are sort of keep on like getting glanced at it, you start to notice like little interesting things about it with each glance as you're keeping abreast. There appear to be mythical beasts like Menutars and Metacores all around kind of the lip of this particular structure. Roll your constitution.
22.
22. Lucky you. Okay. So as your eye keeps on getting drawn to the altar, with each little glance you kind of like take in little more looking, put scanning around, and your eye gets drawn. You just feel like that really gross bile starts to like creep up in the back of your esophagus each time you sort of pass over the altar, while you're also trying to keep it out for everything else. Like you feel like you want to vomit as you're looking at this thing. um
Yummy.
do you let anyone know?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. How does this go?
Trump,
what?
look at the altar.
Little constitution if you do.
Well, it's kind of like, smell that?
Yeah. Listen, did you smell that?
17.
17. Okay. Not quite as bad as, feel of that like upchuck feeling, but you get that like the rumblings start in the stomach when you know that it starts to about creep up before it gets to the esophagus. So it's that like that tummy ache feeling.
So I'll just whip my gaze away, look down, and I'll be up.
Yeah, because as soon
My crumb!
yeah, because as soon as you guys like look away, you're all right. But if you keep looking, do you hear the conversation?
Yeah, and it would draw my attention to the altar.
Oh, you're gone.
Yeah.
He's like,
Listen, you smell that?
Yeah.
well, not 20. I feel bad for you.
Nope. Constitution, so 21.
Okay. You would have thrown up on a nat 20. So same. Your eyes get like right drawn to it. So in the higher 20 ranges, same as treacle. It's that burning,
Burn coming up.
that
right.
burning, just like
We got massive acid reflux.
Right.
yeah. As you're like looking at it, while also trying to figure out if
Does
it's
anybody else speak sticky?
Yes. Yes.
yeah. I think they both do.
What in the fuck is wrong with that thing?
So swearing and sticky. Yes.
Fitting. I close my eyes real quick.
And immediately everything just settles and it settles.
Okay.
This abomination must be destroyed. Crumb will not stand for it.
That's not how he feels about that.
Yep.
We gotta get around it to get to date.
Are you moving
Yep.
around this?
After it settles, I'm gonna be looking everywhere else, but trying to work my way around the
So
altar.
it's kind of just like hovering right here at the edge of your vision.
Yeah, edge of the periph. So if you're kind of like rounding around this thing, you look like you had a question.
No, I'm stretching.
So I was like, you're moving around this thing, and you see, here is Date.
Okay.
He's lying on the other side of this altar, and he is lying face down. His toothpaste cap, hat, his favorite hat, has gone sprawling all the way over here, and he's bleeding from his head.
Oh dear.
Just that the what would that be? It's like the it's the red, not the red food coloring, but it's like jelly.
Yep.
It's like a red jelly blood.
Raspberry
Just yeah,
jelly.
raspberry, exactly. Just bleeding raspberry blood from his head.
I'm gonna check to see if he's alive.
Okay. So what do you're just like bending down to
Medicine check, I guess, to check to see if he's breathing and stuff.
checking his vitals?
Yeah, mostly just seeing if there's
Mhm.
air.
Okay.
See if he's breathing at all. That's not a bad thing. 17.
17? Yeah. He's alive.
He's alive.
He's just,
Okay.
it's that very like shallow breath.
Okay.
Because he might have been here like kind of bleeding out for maybe
Okay.
5-10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. Want to use my spell slots right now.
That is the question, isn't it?
Is he alive?
He's alive.
Grab him. We'll drag him back to the tree line.
You have Fruit Loops? We can't grab him until we at least wrap his head.
Fruit Loops.
I have Fruit
Like that.
Loops.
Okay.
I like that. That's nice.
Um.
Those are fruit roll-ups.
Sorry, Fruit Roll-Ups.
I was like, Fruit Loops. Interesting medicine name.
I meant Fruit Roll-Ups.
Fruit roll-up. You're fine.
You're ready to stabilize his neck too.
Hey,
Well, C-spine, man.
It's true. All right, so you.
Okay. Do you have medicine
I have
as a skill?
No.
No. Okay.
But I have a first aid kit that has fruit roll-ups in it.
Yeah, he's got the basic
Um,
things. Yeah, who's got medicine?
I don't.
I
But
can
it's
wrap myself.
it's pretty
into it.
high. I don't, but it's
I got-
it's decent.
I got +2 in my medicine.
Okay.
I think I'm probably the best one for it. So I got a +4.
Okay.
So
So,
I'll wrap his head.
okay. And are we going to? How are we getting him to the tree line now? Are we?
Strapping young men.
This is true.
Two of us are strapping. One of us wants to destroy the altar.
So I'll take the time to grab his cap.
I was just thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
And then
Okay.
I'll put that on my own head for now. But I need my hands free. And I don't have I have staff.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you-
trying.
Do you need to put that back on your back? Because I'm assuming that's how you carry it sometimes.
I generally just carry it as a walking
What's your
stick.
strength?
My strength is 15.
You grab the arms, I'll grab the legs.
Okay. So I guess I'll strap my
Okay. Me.
tie
me-
my staff somehow to my back, and
Slay it across them.
okay, I can do that.
All right. Meanwhile, the barbarian with the higher strength, more than likely, is like, "Do, do, 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 do. You guys are doing great."
Well, he's saying
No,
to destroy the altar. So I'm assuming what he's about to do.
I'm gonna find out if I'm gonna die.
Mm.
I am pissed about this, and I am just like, you guys have been waiting for it. Rage! This will not be my prom! Boom!
Bam. Okay, so you.
Roll, bitch.
But I mean, okay. So what does rage give you exactly?
It must be evil because it made us sick.
Mhm.
I have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. When I make a melee weapon attack using strength, I gain a bonus to the damage roll that increases as I gain levels of barbarian, as shown on the rage damage, and I have a resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Okie dokie. So, are you rolling strength to try to hit this thing?
Well, it's not moving and it can't defend itself, so
Yeah.
That's what you
Well, it's not moving.
it's not moving.
It's not
Yeah.
moving.
It's not moving just
We
yet.
can't assume anything else.
That's true.
I've been steadily getting more irritated and
Okay.
losing my control, and then almost throwing up just pissed me off.
You're like, oh, wish.
I have it. Have it.
Well, you felt like you were gonna throw up. We almost threw up.
Yeah, because I was like, bring it up from the bottom, going, chew it down, Garth. Chew it down, Garth. Where'd it go?
Hold on. Hold on. Wherever.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, let us get clear first.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna.
You're not gonna let us get clear first.
I waited till you got like 10 feet. I was
I
like,
didn't say that.
Okay. So you're rolling strength. Yes.
yes.
Okay. Roll it. We'll see what happens. I can.
17 plus my 3 is a 20.
It's a 20. Okay. Fun times. So rear up. And you now are you looking at this thing while you're doing it?
Constitution check, huh?
Yeah, yep.
18.
18. Okie dokie. That's high enough, but it's not in the 20s. Strength. I gotta think about this for a second. Okay. You hit it. But here's what happens. You roll up, you hit this bitch, boom, right dead on the center of there, but also at the same time, because you're looking dead at it, you go and just freaking like vomit, like shoots out of your nose. As you
So as I hit it and I dropped to one knee, because this is the full pit.
Yep. Yeah, you don't full on throw up, but it's more.
You mark mushroom out mashed potatoes out the nose.
Yeah.
Sinuses are gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
that. It's
Oh,
it's that burning. It's just you get, and also your axe is stuck.
It's your sting.
Okay, so did you? Did you
So did I just sink into it, or did I just cleave into it?
You didn't cleave. What happened is you went blink, and it's like that thing when two candies have one of them they get like stuck, you know, like one of them's wet or something,
Yeah.
and then there was a little bit of a sink in because of the rage, but then it's that, you know, and as it's just sort of melt a little bit of melt on the edge there. And then of course, did you go to one knee?
Probably if I was dropping everything I had, or if I was splitting it like you would firewood, just
Bam. Yep. Stuck. And then don't forget you know, just perfect.
Guys out your nose.
Yes, that. So now what? As you are just kind of there, semi-vomited, just face is all gross now.
close my eye and yank my axe out.
Roll your strength.
18.
18. And are you still raging?
Yes.
Is he still raging? Would you still be raging after you almost vomited out of your face?
Might make him angrier.
Okay.
Angrier. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so 18, and you do manage to, and then as you pull the thing out, and there's this audible, this very strange noise as where the kind of dent of your axe is, there is just a little bit of a candy stripe left, and you look at your axe, and just the bare edge here has been just ever so slightly like seared off in that kind of like dripping, you know, when a candy cane gets too warm
Yeah.
kind of thing. So that's what you're looking at right now with your axe. The sharp edge on that thing is gone.
Is that enough to snap me out of my rage? Because with rage, if I take no damage for a round, I will fall out of rage.
More than likely, I would say that it maybe it shocks you into a different, like, what the app I did my right.
Think how Gimli would feel.
Yeah.
He would go and chop it again.
No, because the first thing he would do is be, my axe! And then he would hit it again.
I look over to see where they're at. And I'm just like,
So do you happen to, did you watch him do the thing, or are you too busy
We're
carrying?
carrying.
You're carrying. Right?
Date.
Do you stop at all?
We're heading for the tree line.
You do. Okay. All right. So you just
Which one of us has the back to the...
I've got the arms, so I'm moving
Well-
forward. I'm assuming.
Was folks taken out from the altar? Was it on the left or the right side of the altar? Or are we both like going sideways? We have no idea who's in front and who's in back.
Yeah,
Oh.
no idea.
are they making decent progress?
Yeah, I mean, you know, these nice thing about King Date is that he's old and slightly frail. So he's, you know, lighter than say a denser robust gingerbread man would be. So yeah, he's easier for you guys to carry. Just the two of yous. So they're making pretty decent headway while they're also trying not to, look all the things. But you definitely hear Groom yell out after he tink, and you did hear that very weird
Oh,
noise as
that don't sound good.
All right, well,
you you
I
heard the
am.
noise.
I'm pissed, but I'm not completely stupid. So I'm like, oh, and I go running after them, and then I will go give him to me. Let's go.
Oh, okay, so
I got a 17 strength.
you're gonna like fireman carry this poor
Yeah.
man. Okay, you just flunk. He kind of groans as you trade off here.
Okay.
So where are you guys all moving towards with your
What's the quickest way back
Which-
to the village?
Yeah. I'll lead
Oh, okay.
this way.
You just going?
Yep.
All right.
Back to the village.
Back to the village. All right.
There's a hospital there, I think.
It's a
So.
nice 45-minute run we got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that a 45-minute walk?
Well, wait.
I'm the slowest.
You're the slowest. You're the slowest out of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm also the strongest.
12. Okie dokie. As you guys are kind of walking along, honey, are you in the back? Who's in front?
I'm in front. I know the path.
You're in front. All right. As you are walking along, kind of keeping abreast and everything else you got going on here, there is a flit above your head as all of a sudden one of the blueberry birds has taken off from one of the branches and just goes right across your head very quickly, and you feel just the very tips of that thing's claws like just graze right across the top of your scalp.
That's be a yep, and quick grab for Date's hat.
Okay.
I'm wearing headgear.
Oh, that's right. You oh, that's right. You were wearing the headgear, so it didn't scrape your scalp, but you did hear the of its claws as it drug it right across the cap
Okay.
of that tooth. So you heard it.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm going to need everyone here to roll initiative.